Imagine being an athlete, giving your life and your hours to one thing, one mission, one goal that you have out there, either on the football field, baseball field, or basketball field. For me, in the meantime, you have to think about the things that are going on behind the scenes when you're off the field, being able to pay bills or help support your family at home. Being a Division I college athlete is hard sometimes. A lot of people come from urban areas that don't really come from any amount of money. Some people are fortunate that their parents do have money. Other people don't. So then you get shipped off to college. You go, you get your dorm, you get your books and everything. Then it's boom. You get a meal plan that you have a card for, but you only have a certain amount of swipes that you have for each year. So you have to try to budget that. But what about everything else? How are you gonna put the clothes on your back that you don't have that you may only get from the football field? That you may get 2 T-shirts, 2 pairs of sweatpants, and 2 pairs of hoodies. Where you're gonna wear the same thing pretty much every week. I believe college athletes should be paid for what they do and all the time and the effort that they put into their job. You know, I call it a job because that's what it is. You spend so many hours working on your craft or working on your schoolwork, which you need to get done, or just being in the film room studying opponents so you have an edge when you go and play them in a game. There's only 24 hours in a day. I'm trying to think, out of 24 hours, I only had about maybe 6 hours to myself, and that's the time I used to sleep. I'm going to give you an example of a schedule. When you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you have to be over at we call it the Hale Center at Rutgers. You have to be there for your breakfast, get yourself ready by 7:30. You're in team meetings. After team meetings are over, you have to go out to practice. You practice from about 9 to 12 o'clock. As soon as the practice is over, you get yourself ready, get a lunch to eat something to eat, to get your pretty much day started. Then you have classes all day, along with study hall, along with lifting, and along with also trying to study film all throughout the same time. Throughout the day, it ends up being you get home around 10 o'clock at night, and you're like, wow, what am I going to do now? All you do is want to get some sleep. So it takes up a lot of time when you're going out there as a college athlete that you don't even have time for a job or to support yourself. These are the reasons why I believe college athletes should be paid. Some, you can go through some FAFSA programs where grants are loaned to people that are in unfortunate situations, and each person gets a different amount of money, but that only lasts for so long. Imagine trying to live on $1,000 for, I believe it is five months, or $2,000 for 5 months. When you look at the scheme of everything, that's really not a lot of money at all. And people go through it just like that. Sometimes you need help at home, or you need to buy your groceries just for yourself. There's so many different, obstacles that go into it. People think, oh, he must be living the life playing Division I football. Yeah, he may be living the life when he's playing the game and working, but what about when it's off the field, when you're sitting there worrying about, oh, how am I going to get this bill paid, or how am I going to get this done? The amount of money that the scholarship offers, is the bare minimum. You have no room for anything else extra, so which means you have to try to scrap away to try to find a way to find a pair of sneakers to wear, or buy a pair of sneakers, or get your mom a Mother's Day gift, or Christmas, or birthday gift, things like that. People don't take that into consideration, and when you're there for your 3, 4, 5 years playing football, you have to think about all these different ways on how you're going to make money to survive, and it's not easy. And that's why I believe college athletes should be paid.
It sounded perfect to me.
Now, what I would want the audience to do, all of you guys out there that are watching this, is to help me raise a petition, sign a petition, make all these phone calls to the university and also to the NCAA with all the examples that I've given in my speech earlier to help. These kids, we all really need the money now. Not everyone comes from money growing up. Sometimes it's a struggle. And we need to get this petition signed. And the more signatures, the better. And the more families that support, the better. The more athletes that support, I'm sure everyone will jump on board with that. But just the more random people that understand the situation now, that after I'm giving you an example of everything, just to sign on and help us all out, because it's a struggle sometimes. It's definitely taking years off of your life with stress, and we all need to help out there, because athletes, for everything that they do in college and all the time that they put into it, they deserve at least something. Because when you do all that time and you get nothing from it, what kind of reward is that? It's just another stress in your mind. So I hope all of you will join along with me and sign a petition so we can get athletes paid in college, because they need to support themselves as much as they're at the university and representing the university and the NCAA.
Great job. really is excellent.
Now imagine college athletes were to be paid. I honestly believe that you have to come up with a certain plan for this. Now, you can't be paid for your performance on the field because then it's not fair in the logistics. One guy could be making this amount of money and this guy could be making that amount of money. That's what the NFL is for. That's when you really get a real life job. I believe that athletes, though, all college athletes should have a set amount that they get each month in order to support themselves and if they need anything at home to support their family. Because in high school, they may have had that job to support their family and help pay those bills at home. And then they go to college, they get shipped away, and now that income's not coming in to help their family. So now imagine with athletes being paid, there will be a lot less stress on their back worrying about how they're going to get their next meal or how they're going to put clothes on their back. And also, sometimes, it happens, they have their own children going into college from certain decisions that they made earlier in life. And how they're going to support their children if they can't even get a job, then you have to quit school, get an education, and also playing an athletic sport to support your child. Yes, that's what you want to do in life, but also you want to better yourself for a better career opportunity in the future, actually, so you can support your child or your daughter or son later on in the future. So with athletes being paid, college athletes being paid, honestly, it will be a whole better spectrum for just the NCAA because if you need that gas, I'll give you an example. I'll never forget. I would never even fill up my gas tank because I would worry about if I'm going to be able to eat lunch or dinner the next day. Maybe I'll put $10 in here and save $5 from lunch or dinner the next day. Things like that. If college athletes are paid, you'll never have to worry about that. And you'll be able to focus on the things on the field and also in the school and the education system. Because I remember being in class worrying about, wow, I'm stressing about how I'm going to pay this bill or that bill. Meanwhile, I should be listening to the professor teaching the lesson plan for the day. So with athletes being paid, it just takes that amount of stress off your back and things like that to help you make a better person and just a better atmosphere around the college lifestyle. And everything that they do and represent and show the Nike brand, Adidas brand, Under Armour brand, they should be paid for that exposure from Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, all those different sponsors out there that sponsor these schools. We're showing their product on national TV. We should be paid for that product to show them and playing in that product and wearing it out there, not just free exposure so people buy it. No, we should be paid for that because we're the ones wearing it on our back and we're the ones that are going to need to be able to support ourselves later on after that game's over and the cameras go off.